Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Here's our recap and review of the 4th episode of Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. The 3rd episode picks up right where we left off. Mando is on the ship heading back to deliver the bounty. Baby Yoda is seen trying to play with parts of the ship. They arrive back on the planet where he delivers the bounty to the client. Mando is paid handsomely in Beskar and takes it back to the Mandalorian clan. One of the Mandalorians expresses his disdain for Mando's work with the Empire Associates and picks a fight with him. They draw what looks like vibroblades and the fight ends. Mando then has his new armor fashioned along with whistling birds. He goes to get another bounty from Greef, and as he gets ready to take off, he changes his mind to go back for Baby Yoda. He leads an assault on the clients where he takes out several stormtrooper wannabes. He finds Baby Yoda and spares Dr. Pershing. Leaving the compound, the bounty trackers are re-enabled. Just before they get to his ship, he is surrounded by Greef and many bounty hunters. Instead of turning the child in, Mando tries to fight his way through. He is eventually outnumbered, but the Mandalorian clan comes in and saves him. He then takes Baby Yoda to the ship, shoots Greef, who ends up unharmed, and then takes off. The 4th episode opens up with a group of farmers that get raided by mercenaries. It then picks up with Mando on his ship with Baby Yoda, and they decide to head to the planet called Sorgan to lay low. Once there, they head to find food and lodging, where they run into Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, a former trooper of the Galactic Rebellion. Mando is at his ship when some of the farmers offer him money in exchange for protection. He eventually agrees and solicits the help of Cara Dune. They discover that the pillagers have an AT-ST walker and try to convince the farmers to leave. However, they refuse, and instead Mando and Cara teach them how to fight. They come up with a plan, and Mando and Cara take out most of the mercenaries at their base. They are all eventually able to take down the walker and scare off the rest of the mercenaries. Mando then makes a decision to leave Baby Yoda, as he feels he would be safe here. However, a bounty hunter shows up and is about to shoot up Baby Yoda, but Cara saves him. Realizing he won't be safe here, Mando and Baby Yoda leave the farmers. The episode ends here. Okay, what we liked and didn't like about this episode. Well, I personally loved Baby Yoda once again. Him and Mando's relationship is so cute. Mando's always just telling him what not to do, and Baby Yoda just does it every single time. Turning on and off the switches. He's always, when he tells him to stay on the ship, you see him just come to the door with Mando.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Little rebellion.
Totally. I also liked how we got to see the Loth Cat.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Star Wars Rebels.
Totally. We've never seen them. We've only ever seen the animated version of them before, so it was kind of cool to see the real life version of him and that he exists within this universe.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's more Loth Cats out there that we'll see, or if we'll get to maybe go to Lothal in any of these episodes. Would be pretty cool.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, and we're also introduced to Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, which oddly sounds kind of like Caleb Dune, but I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, she seems pretty badass, too. I was really wondering when we were going to finally get to meet her, because it's she's in the show, and we're already, almost halfway through now, and we hadn't even seen her in the first 3 episodes, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it does sound like she has a quite interesting past. I mean, we get to hear her talk about a little bit how she was in the Galactic Rebellion as a trooper, and then after the Battle of Endor, basically she was just taking out Imperial officers in kind of commando units, I guess, with no backup, and then eventually was just protecting senators and that. So it sounds like something went wrong, and that's why she left the rebellion. And I kind of am really interested to find out a little bit more about what happened after the Battle of Endor, because I mean, we don't really know what happened. Everyone's celebrating, and the next thing you know, we get episode 7 and the First Order's there. So
what happened in between.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
I want to
totally.
find out what happened right after that. Like, why didn't the rebellion turn into this great galactic republic, which it should have been?
Yeah, she definitely seems like she'll be an interesting character, I think. She definitely gives Mando a run for his money when they're fighting in the streets. And then you also wonder how she ended up on this planet too, right?
Like, what led her there? Probably the same reason that he picked it, just low cover. Like, no, probably doesn't really have any um, like Republic presence there or Imperial presence or whatever it was going on at this time. So keeps her safe from any bounties that might be after her. Is that as we see, that's what she thought. Right
Mando was
that.
there for. Yeah, totally.
Which is also pretty cool too, because just in that scene alone, we get to see inside Mando's helmet, so we get to see the heat-seeking footsteps there.
Oh, yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we see that again, don't we? We see it a couple times in this episode.
Then we see it again afterwards when they're going after the mercenaries. But I think that's just cool that we get to see inside his helmet and see that, it's not just a helmet. There's other things going on in there.
I also liked how in this episode we got, again, more insight into Mando and his past, how he wasn't born a Mandalorian, apparently, that he was like adopted by the Mandalorians after his parents were killed. And you also kind of get, I don't know if you got this idea, but like it almost seemed like he was like yearning for something more than the life that he has. And Cara Dune kind of mentions that to him, that he could settle down here if he wanted to.
Yeah, I think we get that vibe a lot. And in terms of him wanting to take off his helmet, it's like he's still not there yet. It's like you think it might come off, but then he doesn't.
But you also get insight into why he doesn't, because what do they say? Like, he's been wearing it since he was a child, and once you take it off, you can't put it back on.
Yeah. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think he holds a lot of values, and I think that's why. Because honestly, like, he takes it off, and people see his face. It's not like he can't put it back on, but then he would feel disgraceful. So
he's like broken that tradition.
Yeah. So then that he has a lot of values, even for a bounty hunter. We see that just by like him carrying over Baby Yoda. I think, yeah, you're right. There's a lot that he wants to change in his life, and that's what's coming up right now in this show. So, yeah, this whole episode kind of reminded me of one of the Clone Wars episodes where they teach the villagers how to fight the Lerman village. So I'm just gonna throw that in there because it oddly reminded me of that. So there's a lot of things that were taken from like Clone Wars and Rebels right now. At least I'm getting that sense. We got the Loth Cat from Rebels.
Yeah, it's like an ode to Clone Wars and an ode to Rebels, maybe. Dave
Filoni definitely probably put some of his insights into this show as well. For this episode, I mean. Yeah, and let's talk about Baby Yoda and Mando at the end there.
I didn't like how he was gonna leave Baby Yoda. Like, I liked that he wants him to have like a good life with the villagers where he'll be safe, but like I feel Baby Yoda and Mando have to stay together. It's like his son now. He literally treats Baby Yoda as like his son.
Yeah,
that's where their relationship has developed to.
Yeah, well, the I can't remember her name right now. The villager lady, she's like, you can settle down here, you and your son. And I was like,
I didn't know that relationship had gotten that
no, maybe
far.
She didn't say son. She's like, you and your boy. Like, he's like, oh, he's probably like, oh, my boy.
But as we saw in the end, there's still a bounty out for Baby Yoda. So thankfully, Mando didn't leave him behind, and they can continue their adventures together.
Yeah, I mean, like, you want Baby Yoda to settle down and have a nice life, but yeah, he's not gonna have that because there's bounty hunters after him still. And I'm wondering how those trackers work. They just beep and then they show up. Like, is it something to do? Like, do they have like a piece of Baby Yoda's DNA on the tracker? Like,
maybe.
How does it get locked onto him, and how can they always find him, or does he have a tracking beacon on him or
but
something?
It's also interesting because like in the first episode they didn't really know anything about Baby Yoda, So how does he have a tracker on him if they don't really know anything, you know? Just that he was 50 years old.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. I guess this is some things that we'll discover as the show goes on. I mean, we're only halfway through now, which is kind of sad, but also at the same time, I'm excited to see where the show is going to keep going. I feel like this episode kind of slowed things down a bit. I feel like that's what we're kind of doing. We're getting one fast episode, one slow episode,
totally.
one fast episode, one slow episode. So So and if that's the case, then I guess we're getting a faster episode next time.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of ratings, I would probably give this episode a 7 out of 10. It's probably been my least favorite of the 4 episodes so far. I think it didn't really I feel like nothing really happened that was that important. It didn't really advance the plot very much. That being said, we did get some cute Baby Yoda moments again, which I love. And we got introduced to a new character, which was sweet. So I'm going to stick with my 7 out of 10.
Yeah, for me, I'm also going to give it a 7. Just as you said too, yeah, it was probably my least favorite episode. It wasn't bad by any means. But I would just say that it is a good episode, but it wasn't outstanding in terms of what we've had so far. It was, we got introduced to some new characters. We got some shadows with the Loth Cat. And I did like the environment in this episode though. The planet Sorgan was very interesting.
Scenic. Very scenic.
Very, very scenic. Very cool. The cinematics of this episode were really great, but like you said, the plot didn't really advance a whole lot. Mm-hmm. We got a few little things, but I'm more excited for next week's episode. So let's get it.
And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of episode 4 of The Mandalorian? Let us know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. I hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.